I'm on the red carpet of 24 Business Conclave, and we have Dr. Shashi MP with us on the red carpet. Sir, how you feel?
Not too bad. The carpet isn't very red, but anyway.
So actually, this is the first time 24 is conducting a conclave like this. The people coming from different sectors and they are talking about their business, their ideas, and they are sharing them with others. So how do you feel about the concept?
I'm very, very excited about it. I think it's an excellent initiative. I hope it continues. I understand that you've had some very influential voices in today's discussion. I got here towards the end, but I was able to lend my own voice to it. But hearing that Minister Tharoor was there, that a lot of business people from various walks of life had participated, I'm very excited to hear that. I think it's very important to be able to ensure that all of these things take place in Kerala, which for too long has had a reputation for not being friendly to business. And that's got to change. And this is part of that change.
Today we had 3 sessions, and the first session was Developed India by 2047. Are we on the right track? Prime Minister Narendra Modi said by 2047 we will become a developed country from a developing country. So, but keeping the momentum of the economy right now, how do you think? Is that possible? Are we on the right track?
Look, it depends on how you define it. To my mind, we will only truly be a developed country when everyone in our country is able to take some things for granted. 3 square meals, a roof over the head against the rain and sun, an opportunity for them to actually do a decent job, to educate their children, to have a healthcare clinic within a 3-kilometer radius of their place of residence, and to dream of a better life for their families. This is what every human being in a developed country can take for granted. It's there, and that a certain standard of living goes with it. We are nowhere near that yet. We are still struggling. There are still 300 million people in our country who don't have access to electricity. Those of us who do still experience power cuts. We still have challenges with various sectors. Our infrastructure is still a work in progress. I have often said, let's not talk about becoming a superpower when we're still super poor. But at the same time, I believe that we have a lot of good news happening. We can point to the good news with pride, but rather than being complacent about it, or say we will be developed by a particular date, let us just try to be better. We've got, if 2047 is the target, we have less than 22 years left. To my mind, that may not be enough, but it doesn't stop us from trying. Let us see how much we can accomplish by then, and if it is not yet a fully developed country, let us be well on the path to that. And that's something we can do.
To expand an economy with a GDP rate of 3.4 trillion to 30 trillion, it's a mammoth job. So the momentum, when you talk about the momentum of the growing economy of the country, is it inadequate or adequate?
No, look, I will not put a label on it like that. First of all, even the 30 trillion number is to me not the important number. The important number is actually that every individual in India can lead a decent life. So if we are talking about a 20 trillion economy, a 15 trillion economy, it may not matter if the population is adequately, if the resources are distributed. But if you're talking about an economy where wealth is concentrated in the hands of very few, and it doesn't reach the broad masses, you still have a problem. So let's try and look at the quality of that development and not just where it's going. Secondly, as far as the momentum is concerned, in some sectors it's galloping. Tech, it's moving very fast. AI is moving very fast. In some sectors it is moving rather slowly. And in some sectors it's not moving at all. So let's be sure that when we speak about momentum, we have an accurate picture of where that momentum is. To my mind, we need momentum across the board. We need it in infrastructure, in so-called hardware of development, the ports, the airports, the railways, the roads, all of that. We also need it in the software of development, the human capital, education, sanitation, environment, saving our rivers, clean drinking water, all of these basic things, healthcare. These are also part of the momentum, which frankly at this stage is not moving as rapidly as it should and as far as it should.
But I'm afraid you missed one sector that is so important, that is agriculture. Why there is no such big investment in agriculture in India?
It's a major challenge. I mean, partly, of course, a lot of the holdings are small, uneconomic. It's a result of land reform and a result of overpopulation. Secondly, there is the honest truth that the kind of things that have made agribusiness popular in the West have also required much fewer labor and much more big machines. In India, the opposite is the case because we have a lot of human population that needs to be absorbed by agriculture and that is working in agriculture. So our solutions may not be the same as the solutions that are available elsewhere. Even agriculturally successful states like Punjab, we are witnessing a surplus of young people migrating, looking for jobs elsewhere because there isn't enough work to keep them occupied in the farms and it's not viable enough for them. So all these are real challenges that I, in my own view, believe that we need a root and branch reconsideration. I'm not claiming to be an expert in agriculture. I can see the problems. I don't have immediate solutions, but in the meantime, it is a problem that needs to be tackled.
Yeah, when it comes to Indian markets, see some people from other countries like US, Singapore, they are coming here and they are investing in Indian markets. But in our country, the people of the country are not much aware of the potential of the markets. Why does that happen?
That's not entirely fair. I think part of the problem is that our people don't have the amount of capital that's available for investment in foreign countries. Whether it's the West, whether it's China, there is a lot more surplus capital floating around, which we're not absorbing, which is going to other countries. Secondly, our own business people are a bit hesitant for reasons to do with government policy, tax policy, a certain invasive approach, what has been described by the opposition as tax terrorism. Now, all of these things also need to be addressed. So it's an ongoing process. I'm not going to say that everything is fine. You're quite right that very many Indian businesses are not investing their own capital in India. In fact, many businesses would rather invest abroad. We've seen a flight of millionaires to NRI status in Dubai and Singapore. Why is that happening? The government needs to ask itself what it's doing wrong and what it should be doing right.
Even then, why? Because what makes Indian markets feel so alluring to other investors?
No, our returns are good. Work is hard, and the fact of the matter is that most people who have come and put money in India have taken away significant profits. Mind you, now with the rupee declining rather rapidly, there is a concern about exchange rate loss that may also discourage some investment. But I will say, on the whole, our investments are profitable, but for an Indian business to come into India, they want to feel their money is safe, not just that it will grow here, but that all the other things that I mentioned, including the tax environment and so on, will be favorable. I think there we really need to have some serious introspection on the part of the authorities also.
Yeah, and lastly, one question also. Conducting a conclave like this and having discussions on different subjects like IPOs, AI possibilities, and the future of Indian markets, how do you comment on that?
I think that's all very, very important. These are some of the ideas, and AI, very clearly, the future of the market, these are issues that are not only cutting-edge issues today, but will remain relevant next year. I think that News 24 has done a good job in actually creating such a business conclave, and I certainly hope that they will take it forward. What is more, that they will continue doing this annually and make it the must-attend, must-participate, cutting-edge ideas forum that we all need to see in Kerala on this subject.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts.
Appreciate it.